Soma Sports Talk worldwide with some news for the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's move up to heavyweights. Interesting news. We had that fight between Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker a couple of weeks back. Uh, Very close fight. I had Joseph Parker up by a round. Dillian Whyte wins the thing hands down, unanimous decision. But we heard that Joseph Parker's team might appeal the decision because of the headbutt in round 2 or 3 it was that they count for a knockdown. If that would have been counted differently, added up, Joseph Parker would have probably had a draw or won. So they were thinking about appealing it. News is they will not be appealing the decision, right? Uh, I personally think that's a mistake, but that's just a little opinion of mine. With my reasons I'll probably get to in a second. Um, Dave Higgins, the promoter of Joseph Parker, just says simply him and Eddie Hearn basically get along. You know, I paraphrase. I put it in the description box. Y'all can check it out. This is why I know they're not going to appeal because they want to work with them in the future. That's basically what's going down. They don't really have a problem with there. They're in a good place together, and they think that Joseph Parker wants to come back and fight there. He's still going to be a grade boxer in England because people do realize that he did come back against Dillian Whyte, almost knocking him out, and he had a close fight against Anthony Joshua. So his stock hasn't dropped that dramatically in England, right? So I think that basically instead of don't burn no bridges, right? You might have to cross them again. So I think David Higgins and them just basically gonna say we're not gonna appeal this because we plan on working with them in the future. So from that aspect, then it might be good for their team. But you have also people who think that Joseph Parker is a little bit nice after these fights. He never complains. Even the Anthony Joshua fight, that first fight, he didn't complain, right? Even though the referee didn't let him do any infighting, the referee didn't even speak English in the first fight against Joshua. This fight, you get deducted, but not deducted, but you took 2 points when it shouldn't have been for a knockdown, things like that. No one deducted points from Dillian Whyte for his behavior in the whole fight. These are two referees that are questionable going to England, right? And he's paying the price, right? And people are going to say that you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I think an appeal would have been in order here just for people to have to readdress that fight and look at how the referee, was acting in terms of not deducting points because it would have forced you to have to look at that fight again. An appeal would have been good for that. Appeal would have been good for people knowing that this fight was closer, right? Because now they're just going to forget it, water under the bridge, and it's a done deal. That's the only negative there. I think this Joseph Parker had a better fight than for it to be swept under the rug. I think it was a closer fight. And I also think that for Dillian Whyte, he's not going to learn anything like with this. He's going to continue the same tactics. Nothing happened. Because these guys in England right now are feeling entitled. They don't have to leave. Imagine Dillian Whyte now, they're saying, hey, fight Deontay Wilder, right? And all he had to do is fight Ortiz. Did not want to do that. Could have been the mandatory after fighting Ortiz. I'm not doing that, right? So he goes and wants to fight Kubrat Pulev. Doesn't want to go to Bulgaria. Doesn't have to because basically Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and those guys are going to get people to come to England right now. And that means those fights are going to be questionable. So, sometimes, you want people to go, away and win. Like Alexander Usyk, I keep mentioning. Undisputed cruiserweight champion, won all his fights away. That's why he's in the pound for pound list now. Because all of them away. If it was Berlin, if it was Latvia, if it was where did he won the last one at? Russia. He's from the Ukraine, so don't get it twisted. That's an away match for Usyk. So people are going away. Indungo, like I like to mention, goes to Scotland. Before that, he was in Russia. Then went right in Nebraska, the hometown of Terence Crawford. Lost there, but he was trying to challenge himself. So those are examples of people that do that. And with decisions like this, I think that the appeal would have just been good for people to just put their antenna up, look at the fight again, and make sure that people are behaving. Because, you let Paulie Malignaggi, you want to ask somebody about this, he'll tell you in a minute. The house fighter is going to get the fight if nothing crazy happens. And, some fighters, if they're going to continue to be the house fighter forever, then they're going to probably say, I'm not going away. Why should I? Close fights, I get. I only hear people cheering for me. I don't hear too many boos, things like that. So I don't know if this is a good decision. I'm gonna check out what you guys think. Me personally, I think that Joseph Parker should have appealed from both the accumulation of both of the fights, the Anthony Joshua fight and the Dillian Whyte fight. Just letting people know I ain't gonna let you guys go too far. I'm not gonna always take the high ground like they're taking now. But it is what it is. Bottom line is this: Joseph Parker will not appeal the Dillian Whyte fight. So let's see what happens going forward. I think it's bad news, but then again, sportsmanship. That's what Joseph Parker's all about. I hope it gets him to where he's trying to go. Double Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.